What's something that's heavily outdated but you love using anyway? Assuming you could. In theory. Replace that thing? Handwriting diaries. A physical calculator. Especially the adding machine. Variety with big numbers that make clicking noises. The PS2 is pretty old now. But I still think it's brilliant. It had so many games. Including one of my personal favorite PS2 games in The Simpsons Hit and Run. I still use the clock radio alarm that my mom got me in 8th grade because I kept sleeping in. I'm 37 and it's still the only alarm obnoxious enough to reliably wake me up. Alarm clock. I figure most people just use the alarm on their phone and set it next to their pillow. But I like having one across the room. I can just look up at night and see the time and I have to physically get up and turn the alarm off. So I never worry about oversleeping. An actual calendar planner. I don't know why I just don't feel like typing shit out on my smartphone. I'm just so used to decades of using planners to write down when I work, what I have to do. Birthdays, vacations, events, etc. I use and collect fountain pens since I was younger. 25 now. And I never enjoy using other writing utensils. Something about writing with fountain pens are so enjoyable for me that convenience doesn't matter. iPod Classic 120 gigs. I've got about 7,000 songs uploaded and about 3,000 of those songs were uploaded from CDs that I've owned from with span of about 15 years. My 1940s Sunbeam Radiant toaster. Measuring spoons my mom gave me when I went to college. I'm 61 years old. Edit. Wow. This is kind of amazing. Never expected this kind of response. Much less any response at all. Now, if only I could post a pic. Be safe. My stranger best friends. Edit 2. Thank you so much for the awards. I'm not worthy. Paper sticky notes. I write thoughts down as they come to mind. And stick these things on the walls. On my car's dashboard. On the fridge. On my 6-year-old son. Etc. A treadle sewing machine from the 50s. It's the most trustworthy thing I own and so simple in design it's easy to fix if something happens to it. Electric machines are too complicated for their own good. My Nintendo DS Lite. There's nothing wrong with the Switch, of course. People have used emulators to play the older Pokémon games, but it doesn't feel the same as holding the console. Edit. Holy crap, I did not expect this many responses. I'm glad to know so many people share my nostalgia. Thank you for the awards. I prefer taking notes on a paper pad and a Uniball pen. I can type over 100 WPS, it just sticks in my head better when I write it. Plus, there's something cathartic about doodling in the margins when there's no substance to what's being said. Edit. 100 WPM. No. I'm not a robot. Winamp. Still love printing photos out. Especially of my daughter. I want to hold on to them and treasure them for as long as I'm alive and one day look back on them with her. Edit. Thank you for the award, kind stranger. Downloading music into storage compared to streaming from apps or preloading songs on the app for offline streaming. My 1961 model Electrolux vacuum cleaner. It's the same age as I am. Gets carpet and floors cleaner than any new vac I've tried. Uses disposable bags that are easy and clean to change. Everything important is metal, not shit plastic. Hell, I've used it to blow leaves off of my deck with the blower opening on it. Self-retracting cord. Heavy. Pretty quiet. I'm going to use it until it dies. Then have it rebuilt and use it some more. Not using a bread maker or mixer with a dough hook for bread. The most high-tech item I use is a spatula for the first bit, then it is all by hand. I love baking bread and I've done 2 batches a week for years now. Physical whiteboards. I don't care how slick Zoom's feature of the same name gets. It will never replace the convenience of whipping out a marker and sketching some ideas out freehand. Nintendo 64. Notebooks. Though most of them just sit empty on my shelves looking pretty. Snail mail. I know email and texts are quicker. And I still use those too. But nothing beats getting a letter in the mail. Books. I just can't read on Kindles or my phone or anything. Mechanical watch. It feels like a little piece of rebellion to have such an inherently outdated, but beautiful, technology with me constantly. Old. Reddit.com. Even though it's outdated, I much prefer using it to the redesign. Not sure if this is in the spirit of the post, but my 1968 Ariane snowblower. The thing is a dinosaur. Absolutely no frills, but I keep her maintained. She starts on one pull and has churned through a lot of snow and some heavy winters. I'd have it no other way. I love that little beast. The Wii. The Switch can never replace the feeling of the original with games. Physical books. There's just something so pleasing about having overflowing bookcases, the feel of a real book in your hands, the rasp of the paper, the colorful titles adorning your shelves, the new and old book smells, etc. Using a big old dictionary. There's something about opening a big book that creaks and crackles as you open it, searching for that word you're trying to define, all the while seeing other definitions of words you didn't know. Maps. Paper maps are amazing. I love analyzing them. They're like artwork to me. Every time I use MapQuest, Google Maps and the like, I get stressed out and feel so out of touch with where I'm going. I love taking pictures with film cameras. Something about it is very zen to me. Headphones with wires. I don't want to have to charge every goddamn thing. Picasa. Google killed it off years ago in favor of the Google Photos app, which is absolute garbage. You can still download the last version in a couple of places and you have to make tweaks now and then to keep it running. I've tried so many other photo software packages and they all lack the versatility and simplicity of Picasa. My Nokia 2610. A typewriter. Not the cool-looking old ones. They are horrible to write on. I'm talking about an electric typewriter from the 80s, 90s that have a very computer-like keyboard. But you just stick a paper in it. I have one, and after working on 2 laptops, neither of which will sync with the office printer, maybe I'll just bring it in. Every retro Nintendo game system. Landline. As in a phone that is not connected to the internet and does not require cell service. Edit. Last earthquake that hit, I was the only one able to contact anyone else. Last hurricane. Same thing. No one uses landlines anymore. I can call anywhere in the world at any time unless the line is physically severed, and I can do it faster than a cell phone during times of unrest or disaster. Landline. Using a wood pencil. I want a standard car. I love driving standard, but I know the world is moving away from that. Electric cars don't even have gears. But damn, they're cool. If only they could make one a standard. Not heavily outdated, but I prefer drawing on paper than digitally. My Nintendo 64. Just found a shoebox full of games at my mom's house the other day. Never had a dopamine rush like that before. Except that time I accidentally did crystal meth. Anyway, yeah. Probably my VCR and VHS tapes. Fountain pens.